welcome to the Everyone Active podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jo.
Hello, I am Michelle, your other host.
Hello, Michelle.
How are you?
Really good.
I always feel weird saying my name.
I know, I am Jo.
Do you feel weird saying your name?
Sometimes I feel like they're really professional and I'm like, oh, we're like newsreaders. And it makes me want to like shuffle paper and go,
Yes, let's do that.
and concluding your
Today.
No, we're not concluding at all. We are talking. How's your week been?
Good, how's yours?
You are flying over the country being master trainer extraordinaire at the moment.
Just busy bee at the moment. It's good.
It's amazing. So it's because we've got our September is traditionally a month in the fitness world where a lot of people come back to the gym after travelling.
Holidays. It's kind of like
holidays.
a mini January, isn't it? September.
Yeah.
To a
Or
busy,
people that
busy.
have paused or have been indeed outside, which we are going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
Outside after coming back. So across the Everyone Active brand, we've got a few new classes hitting timetables.
Yes, that's
of which
happening.
you train some and I train some. But you are literally, every time I look at your schedule, I'm like, go on, Michelle. So you've had Aqua, Buggers and Bands, Rejuvenate.
Yeah.
You've been up to nearly Newcastle,
Yes.
Bristol,
Yes.
Devon,
Yes.
London Focus.
They just wheel me out.
We got you at Harpenden. So
I'm so excited to come to Harpenden.
Yay!
That would be nice to come and do courses for
Yeah,
you.
but I love the amount of like trainers that are now wanting to upskill and learn
Yeah, they
different disciplines so that we can open centre doors, classes, studios to a greater...
Yeah, that's really good. And I think because a lot of our people in the gym, on the gym floor, are now trying to come and get involved in group exercise,
Yeah.
it's great because they've got a whole little community of their own. It's nice to see new people.
And on the communities note, 'cause we've had Kirsty on, we've had Roel on, the Buggies and Bands, the communities team are going to start taking Buggies and Bands out into
the community.
like outreach, which is
Be amazing. I'm so excited. So
epic.
you've been training the first batches of instructors, so it's really exciting.
yeah,
I like it.
Well done, you.
And well done you.
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, at Harpenden, we've got the studios done.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, so we are being ready for. So we'll have new classes on the timetable. Got a little new look for the studios.
Nice.
I'm going to give a massive shout out for Team Fortis still at Harpenden. The instructors and the team there, you're rocking it. So I've had a lovely week. A lovely
Loving your team week.
yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Today's subject is a subject that's very close to your heart, isn't it?
From an Everyone Active indoor perspective, absolutely.
Today we are talking about all things cycling.
Yay, cycling!
You love it, don't you?
I do. I really do. If there was one class that I could literally teach all day,
Because you literally have spent all day on a bike, haven't you?
half a day, well, actually over half a day, a 13-hour cycle event where
An
we had...
extravaganza, if you will.
So we were charity fundraising for... Actually, probably should have spoken about this last episode, but I didn't. When we were talking about triathlons, so I was part of the team, hi girls, that took part in a multidiscipline event, of which was cycle,
Yep.
climb penny fan. That was the fun bit. So no run, mountain hiking, but we pretty much ran it. Cycle, canoe. So for our cycle training and for our fundraising as well, we did a 13-hour cycle event,
For goodness sake.
which was great. And we had people doing the whole 13 hours. Some people dipped in and out.
In and out, yeah.
I taught 5 classes within those 13.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, first and the last as well. I was like, come on.
Good stuff.
No, so I love it. I am an avid, as you all know, indoor cyclist. I could happily sit in somebody's class whilst they taught it all day.
Could you really?
I love teaching it.
It's your thing, isn't it? See, I like going on bike rides outdoors. Love going outdoors because I like all the changes of terrain and the weather. But yeah, we know what my thoughts are about indoor.
We'll switch.
I have done it though. I've been a good girl.
Yeah. Yes, and you have. And you've even sent me the statistics to say that you have. But we're going to talk all things cycling.
Yes.
So all the event, we're going to have to do it. The Olympics and the Paralympics.
Yes.
The cycling disciplines that are in, like now, on a worldwide stage.
It's incredible how much it's grown, I think, isn't it?
Massively. So we've got the classic indoor in a velodrome.
Velodrome.
The velodrome, of which we're going to say a little hello to him. Hi, James, that's behind the cameras.
Oh, James.
Hi, James. Loves loves the velodrome.
James has been gushing about the velodrome, hasn't he, behind the cameras?
I've just had, do you know, James reminds me of, and I might get something, if anything comes across camera, if the camera all of a sudden just goes, it's because of that reason. Stato, who used to do all the statistics in football.
Oh, James
Would do that for cycling. Like, he could literally be like, no, that's the rider. No, actually, this is the discipline where that happened.
No, he does know, doesn't he?
We
So if
probably
we've
should
got
have
a
thought
pub
about-
quiz about anything to do with that, we should get James on our team.
Yeah.
Or we should get him as a guest.
So at the end of this episode, when you will have questions about stuff that we're talking about, we know that we've literally got an expert ready to answer them.
Poised.
Oh, but the velodrome cycling,
Yes.
the Olympics, I think there are, she looks behind camera, 6 different disciplines that happen in the velodrome.
Yes.
So you've got your classic sprints, but you've got your individual sprint and your team sprint.
Yeah.
You've got something called the Omnium.
Which is what I see. I think I'd seen it, but I don't think I was.
I fully
au fait with
confess,
the word.
I don't know. There's 4 different disciplines that make up the Omnium.
Yes.
But I don't know what the rules of each of those are.
Okay.
Sorry, James. But it is scratch, elimination, tempo,
Yep.
and points.
Okay.
Have a Google
Okay.
of that. Then we've got Madison.
Yes.
Then we've got Kerin, which is the little bike that you follow, literally a powered motorbike that you're following around the velodrome.
Crazy to-
And if you're last, you drop out.
Yeah.
So you have to stay there. And then, your classic sprints,
So exciting.
which bring me to one of my all-time favourite Olympians, Laura. Was once Trot, now Kenny. She's phenomenal.
Is she one of your faves?
Oh, I just love her mindset. I love how ruthless she can be, how amazingly nurturing she can be, but the discipline that happened for her to become number one, to then have her family and regain that number one spot is just, I think she's phenomenal.
Maybe we should try and get her as a guest.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I might not be able to speak though. I'll be like,
would you just be sitting. Yeah.
and then we have to flip to the Paralympics.
Paralympics, amazing.
Oh, the lovely
Dame.
Sarah Story, our most medalled
Yes.
British athlete.
It's just incredible, isn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. The amount of years that she has been able to compete and remain
top of her game.
number one is, great. Oh, yeah, so that's our velodrome, our cycling, and then we can go and we take that following Sarah's footsteps, road cycling.
So
in the Olympics.
do you enjoy watching the road cycling? I do quite like watching the road cycling.
I love watching the road cycling, apart from if there's a crash. I just
my goodness
can't.
me.
I'm like, because I know the speed they're travelling at.
And you know how much it's going to hurt when they come over and they're tumbling.
I've fallen off a road bike whilst it's been stationary. Classic. Traffic lights, cleat won't come out, bang, gone, on the floor we go. But whilst you're cycling at speed and if you skidded, or worst thing is when there's the pile up. And then riders start cycling over each other.
That's horrific. Or they're going over the handlebars of someone else. It's horrendous.
And then we go to the extreme of that. Obviously not in the Olympics, but we'll talk a little bit about Tour de France. What athletic capabilities there. Then in the Olympics, we've also got BMX.
That's quite a new one, isn't it? BMX. Exciting. I like that.
2012. Did we start at 2012? Was that the discipline that was added in 2012?
I think it might have been. I think you may be right.
I think it is. And then we have got mountain bike. Do you know I've never been a mountain cyclist?
So
I've never done mountain biking.
I loved it in my early 20s. Used to go on holidays, put my mountain bike on the back of the car, off we'd go.
Did you?
Loved it. Yeah, I like cycling outdoors.
I'm hearing this. Yes.
Outdoors, I'm there for it. I did fall off a lot, because it's quite steep sometimes.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Used to go to Scotland and all sorts of things.
And with mountains, I love walking the mountains. I'm not sure if I could cycle it. Do you not get worried that like a deer or a person or a bit of tree is going to be in the way and
They do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But when I was in my 20s, I didn't care really.
So I think I've always been a little bit risk averse. I would be so worried about breaking, doing, falling. Just no.
But it was it's the adrenaline. It was amazing. I loved it. Love all that. Is that shocking?
Yeah. But it's making me go, how do I get the outdoors and a cycle class and Michelle all together? Watch this space. Watch this space.
Don't watch this space. Please, no.
I'm going to divert the conversation back to cycle classes. Everyone active.
Yay! It's your baby, isn't it?
It is. So most of our sites have now got dedicated cycling studios.
Yes.
So we've got qualified instructors that will lead the class. Everybody follows suit. Some of our sites have also got virtual classes that run.
Yes.
So they're good for if you're a little bit new to cycling and you're not quite ready to be in a full class.
Sometimes it can be a bit intimidating, can't it? Going to something if you're not sure.
Yeah, or even if the timetable scheduled classes doesn't suit, then you've got the virtual option as well.
And some of those virtual ones are really immersive as well, so you can have it can be really exciting, some of those virtual ones.
Yes, we've got the cycling studio, and then within the gym, we've also got bikes. We've got watt bikes, we've got recumbent bikes, we've got your good old exercise bikes.
So there's a whole variety, isn't there for people to go and have a little go on?
Yes. Going to talk cycling classes.
Go on then.
Whee! So cycling classes, you tend to have two traditional types of cycling classes. Either kind of ride to the beat, so like an RPM, rhythm class, or a power-based class. So our power-based class is when we've talked about heart rate zones and your FTP.
Yep.
It is based on that. So the instructor would have created the ride based on certain disciplines happening within those heart rate zones. So that is your traditional wattage power ride. Our rhythm or our RPM, they could be called both on the timetable.
Yes.
Is to the beat of the music.
Which do you prefer to teach?
So I kind of do a mix of both. So I will always teach on the beat of the music. Always. I love music. I love how the music just gets the studio going. Mm-hmm. And when you've only got your left and your right to think about, it's quite easy to then match the beat of the music, which is also another learning discipline for the way people, because some people just won't look at the numbers. They'll literally just listen to the music. Yeah. But if we're on a mountain climb, so a slower cadence, but I will say we're now yellow zone, which is like our 8 out of 10, or we're on a 6 out of 10 green zone ride. So I mix them both together. A little bit of everything.
So talk to us about differences between cycling in a studio and out on the road, apart from the obvious, like the temperature changes and that kind of thing.
Yeah. They're very different. They are very different. So in the indoor cycle, you are on a stationary bike that's not going to tip, that's not going to fall.
Not going to get rained on.
You're not going to get rained on.
Hit a curb or a drain.
And you've only got one change of gears lever. So you've only got your lever to make it harder or to make it lighter. Most bikes in our studios are rear wheel driven. Okay. So they do mimic the power through a road bike, but you've only got one thing to think about. Yeah. And I suppose, especially if you're doing a rhythm class, it's not tricks. We don't do tricks in our classes at Everyone Active. They are cycle classes, but you will be standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. You probably wouldn't do that on your road bike unless you're trying to get up the hill. Yeah. Which you will find probably your power riders will mimic that. So you've got your body in the motion of it. Whereas your road bike, you're potentially clipped in. Yeah. Or not clipped in at all.
So let's talk about, sorry to interrupt you, cleats.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
So cleats go on the bottom of a cycling shoe. We use SPDs on the majority of bikes. Okay. For Everyone Active. And they clip your shoe into the pedal. So then you can use not just your push muscles, but you can use your pull muscles. So your pull tends to be your posterior, so your hamstrings and glutes, more than just working out those quads. And there's also Shimano cleats, which look a little bit like a horseshoe. Right. Okay. So basically, if you are getting a road bike and you need to practice with your cleats, we have SPD shoes within the cycle studios. Please practice with your cleats before you go out onto a road. Big tip. Yeah. Because you have to catch, I call it a Dorothy. You know, Dorothy Wizard of Oz, click your heels. You have to get your click. And if you don't practice getting your click out and you do fully confess, I have practiced getting my cleats out and I've still done it at traffic lights. If you don't unclip on time on a road bike, and if you're not Sir Chris Hoy, Laura Trott, Mark Cavendish's and can't keep your balance on the bike, it's going to tip.
You fall over,
and then you land on your shoulder. That's how I did my shoulder.
Is it?
Yes.
But the great thing about cycling outdoors is that you are out in nature. Oh, it's so nice. The sun in your face.
Yes, absolutely. It's beautiful.
It's so nice.
You've also got cars though, remember? Cars,
Yes.
traffic. If you're new to road cycling, please don't cycle outside with your earphones in, because you do need to be traffic and people aware.
People aware,
Even if you're on a bike, even if you're wearing a fluorescent jacket and you've got your helmet and your everything on, I guarantee.
They don't always see you, do they?
Yes. A huge factor that we have to remember with outdoor cycling,
Yep.
our gear, but primarily our safety.
Safety.
Please wear a helmet.
Yep.
Wear a helmet. If you're cycling on the road and you're not a confident rider, get something fluorescent on you.
Yeah.
And well, legally, if you're cycling in dusk or indeed darkness,
Lights.
always the lights. Always the lights.
Yeah,
I
make sure
cannot
you're safe.
emphasize the importance of a helmet when you are on a road bike outside.
Or indeed a mountain bike.
Or indeed a mountain bike. Oh gosh.
Or
crashes.
BMX bike.
Any form of outdoor bike, get a helmet on, and get your children used to wearing a helmet as well, like from diddy age. Protect that head, protect that brain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Car doesn't like you, somebody walks out in front of you.
So if someone is looking to go, they've been in cycle classes and they want to transfer onto the road, is that quite easy for them to do? If people are thinking, well, I've been to a class, should I then go and buy myself a bike? Is that quite an easy transition for them?
Well, the great thing, you can hire bikes from a lot of different places. And it is what they say, isn't it? It's like riding a bike. If you used to ride a bike when you were little, you are probably going to remember the balance. However, obviously we are now older. So there's different disciplines that could probably help you on your road bike, like your core strength, your leg strength, everything strength. But I wouldn't recommend going out buying a really expensive bike. Try them first.
Try it first.
Hire them first. But absolutely, but what a family time as well on bikes.
I mean, we used to do it all the time as a family, take the boys out on bikes. It was terrifying, especially if you're on the road a little bit. But yeah, it's amazing for families.
And great for school holidays. Great picnic on the bike. Done. Off you go.
So nice. And the boys used to cycle to school, which was so cute.
Yes. And you see a massive rise in now. BMXing.
Yes.
And the amount of BMX parks that are opening up, or not necessarily opening up, but good landscapes for use of BMX.
There's a really good one over near where I live that my youngest son used to go on a lot. And it's old military land. And oh my goodness me, it was unbelievable. The terrain terrified me.
Yeah. But I just think, you just look at them and I'm like, you are amazing. If you've got the confidence to...
It's having that, it's the no fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the tricks they do, some of them, is amazing.
Yeah. It's absolutely phenomenal. And the jumps and the buggies and the everything.
It's too much. And we offer it as a company, Everyone Active, but a lot of companies offer this ride to work scheme, don't they?
Cycle to work scheme.
So
yes.
if you've got that in your sort of company, it's an amazing thing to be getting involved with.
It's basically... you can get a grant towards the cost of your bike.
That's right, yeah. And then you can pay it back, can't you, over a period of time?
Yeah, so cycle to work. Perfect for summer. Not potentially sometimes in December and January.
Well, no.
But
sometimes not in summer with the summer that we've had.
I know, this is true. But
been quite
cycling as a
challenging.
whole is such a good overall discipline in terms of our fitness. Like, you can be rocking up to the gym for the first time ever, rocking up to any form of class for the first time ever. I would recommend cycling to everybody, to anybody and everybody. In a class, we are trained as instructors. If it's your first time on a bike ever, through to I have Ironmen women, I have triathletes in the cycle classes, because of the variation of gears, we can give you a range to work with it.
Yeah.
So it's ultimate beginner through to huge experienced.
And then in terms of things that can help with flexibility and strength and that kind of thing, I know we've spoken before about this, but do you have certain exercise recommendations you give people who want to strengthen themselves to come for cycling classes, or not really in the gym?
Yeah, if you do any form of cycling, absolutely, we're going to go legs again. The basics will always be those squats, always be those deadlift, and again, your single legs, so your lunges. Love a lunge, I love a lunge. But think about all the forms of motion, so front lunges, back lunges, side lunges, everything is going to help that single leg discipline, which is there. But the great thing about cycling is also it's non-impact.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Anybody coming back after injury, like a runner who wanted to come back after injury and needs to rebuild their cardiovascular strength, bikes, it's there. If you're an older adult and you just want to get involved in group exercise, or you want to go into the gym, but you're just not sure, you don't fancy a treadmill, go to the bike. Like, it's just there and it's no impact through all of your joints. And the amount that we have to move.
Yeah.
Can you tell I really like it?
It's brand new information. And I'm going to say this, don't forget to stretch. Don't forget your flexibility.
Yes, definitely afterwards, without a shadow. But also your flexibility is so important if you want to be a cyclist, because of the way your motion, so your body is always in motion.
Yeah.
So if you've got tight hamstrings, tight quads, your efficiency isn't going to be as top as where it could be.
So get yourself to some flexibility classes.
Yes,
Yoga.
absolutely.
EO Rejuvenate.
Do you know what I was reading the other day?
Go on.
Do you know that Everyone Active sponsor? Oh, I love this.
This is good.
We are joint sponsor.
Yes.
With a very up and coming youth cycling team, Tafauti Everyone Active. Hello team. So it's juniors, and there is a squad of 16, 18.
Something like that. It's late teens-ish, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got an 18 rider team, male and female, and they are road cyclists. Some of them, not all of them, are also sporting champions. So exciting. But I would like to meet them. Hello. Hi. I'll be your biggest cheerleaders. Tafauti Everyone Active. And it's just great. As again, we spoke about this when we were talking about triathlon, how a very traditional discipline, and the tradition, I suppose the ultimate is still going to be the Tour de France.
Yeah.
Is trying to open up to our new generation.
Yeah.
And there's a junior, it's not called the Tour de France, but we had a couple of riders place very highly in that. So well done. That was July.
Yes, that was, wasn't it?
So Tafauti Everyone Active.
Yes, so
find them on Instagram, support them, and give a massive shout out to the riders.
It's amazing, because that's, like you said, that's the new generation coming up, which is so important.
Yes, and Tour de France, the ultimate.
Whoa. Whoa. If you had to compete, okay, here's a question. If you had to compete in something in the Olympics, would it be in the velodrome or would it be on the road?
Road. The velodrome scares
terrifying
the bejesus out of me. And I still don't quite understand the physics.
We were just saying this off camera, weren't we?
When they're like cycling each other out.
Hovering.
I mean, I love a hover on a stationary bike. On a inclined side, looking behind you, trying to keep your balance on the bike.
Looking behind you. I'm like, it's just crazy, isn't it?
So I'd go road over, but I would not do cycling in the Alps.
No.
The Tour, my goodness, the elevation that they go through.
I know.
I spoke about this briefly with Roel as well. We were talking about altitude training, and it's just absolutely potty. They've got 52,000 meters of elevation gain and drop throughout the Tour de France, which is just, 52,000 meters.
It's insane, isn't it?
It's absolutely potty, especially when you see their sprint finishes near the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, how do they pull that much power?
It's incredible, isn't it?
All of that. So I would be a road cyclist, but
in the Tour de France?
But no, don't put me in a mountain. Don't put me in a mountain.
Flat road.
Yes. Slightly cheating, some may say, but I mean, oh, dearie me. On that note, though, I'm also going to give a little shout out to Dan. Hi, Dan. He was a Westminster Lodge member, and he got chosen from the amateur side to go off onto Tours of Italy and Tours of France.
Go on, Dan.
Yeah, but his power that he pulled on a static bike, phenomenal.
Really?
And then I remember the first time he ever came back from being in Italy and competed in Italy, he was like, my power's got nothing. I've got nothing. And he totally changed his training regime, which just really opens your eyes up to, like, he was easily pulling a huge amount of watts and cycling distances in classes. And he did his training outside. And then he was like, but I've got the Dunstable Downs or Box Hill to train at, and I'm competing
against. Wow!
But he's also competing against people who train in the Alps, and you're like,
so how was he changing? How did he change his training?
Strength.
Was his strength?
Strength
training. So you hear that people's strength training is your friend.
Yeah, strength and core, massive core conditioning. Yay!
Amazing.
Oh, I love a bit of cycle, but cycling sport all ages. And again, we've done all forms of fitness because you can do your recumbent bikes, you can do your exercise bikes. You don't have to just join in a class.
And also, we should say, I'm saying this because we've got one. If you've got a bike at home, we have one at home. We have Everyone Active on Demand.
Yes.
There's loads and loads of things on there. You can just go and do something in your house.
Yeah. And there are mapped out rides on the app.
Which is what I did.
Yay.
Go me.
You did.
Go me. So proud of myself.
Love it.
There's so much you can do, isn't there?
Completely.
Well, I think we've pedalled our way to the end of this episode. Can I say, I've been thinking about that the whole time.
I swear. I saw my eyes go about like 2 minutes ago.
Glazed.
Ding, I thought of it.
Desperate.
Done it.
Come on. The pedal power. Pedal power. If you have any questions, I think we might have someone that could answer them for you.
Yes, 100%.
Email us at podcast@everyoneactive.com. We'd love to answer them, wouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely. And
please leave us a lovely review, 5 stars, thumbs up, however you watch, listen, enjoy your podcasts. Share the love. Share it to all. We appreciate that.
too. And as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We hope that you've learned something. Or indeed, just
Don't forget, buy a helmet.
Yes. Take care, team.
Bye.
Bye.